Kia ora and welcome to Te Wai Takamori or Te Awa Kairangi, a program otherwise known as Riverlink. So what we're aiming for here is a real game-changing improvement in performance and flood resilience. The whole program is aiming to uplift the flood protection for the Hutt River to basically the equivalent of a 1 in 440 year flood event. So how do we build our rock lines? It's not just a matter of dumping some rock along the river edge. It's a little bit more involved than that. The first thing we do is we lower the berms down to our design level. And part of our project here is to drop the berm levels back down to lower than what they are today to provide a bit more capacity in the river network. Then we shape the earthworks and we place filter cloth and what we call a filter material, which is a graded river gravel. That it stops fine migration and makes sure that the bank stays where it's meant to be. And then we place the rock, but the rock isn't just dumped, it is a well-graded rock, so there's different sizes that all have to fit together. We bring it over in packets, a dump truck at a time, and then we place it in. And the diggers that you can see working behind me, they will literally touch every single rock and make sure that that's locked in and tight, so it works as a complete system and protects when we have those big rain events and those big flood events, that the rock will actually hold up to it and protect the assets on the other side. On this section of the river, we used to have mature willows planted through this area which were our erosion protection. We're now changing that to something a lot more robust, being the rock armour that is being placed behind me. The mature willows haven't just been lost though, we've repurposed them and we put them here as a nature-based erosion protection. We can get away with that in areas like we are here, just south of Kennedy Good Bridge, because the river has quite a lot of room between stop banks, which means we don't get those really high velocities that require rock. But also, as you can see, we leave the heads of the willows out into the river. That provides a bit of aquatic habitat. And then over time, this will start to regenerate, the willows will grow again, and then over a longer time period, our plan is to transition to a native canopy in this area, and the willows will eventually be thinned out. Protecting te taio is something that's very important to us at Greater Wellington. So when we're completing works like this, we make sure that we're factoring in things like breaks for the river. For instance, we have a requirement that we have 2 days of no work in the river channel every week. And then also during the various seasons of the year, there's areas where we limit our works right back down to the bare minimum to ensure that we don't have an impact on fish migration and spawning and the likes. We've got controls on when we remove gravels from our river beaches around nesting seasons and other controls to make sure that while we are needing to be in this environment and do this work, that we're not having too much of an impact on the existing environment while we do it. If you'd like to find out more about flood protection, go to our website.